Look, we do the best way to smoke tip, and we want to ask you, Paris, what's your tip for the people?
Invest in yourself. That's the only way to use your 9 to 5 job.
Mm.
I hear
That's
that.
That's a good one.
that's very good right there. Though I actually seen something, a video today that somebody said the same exact thing and shit. Though, yo, 9 to 5. It was DDG. He said, the only thing a 9 to 5 should be for is to invest in your business.
That part.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, that's a good one right there, though. On everything,
You're welcome.
Yep. What's up with y'all out there? This is the Best Way to Smoke Podcast, and you smoking with Big J.
Yep, and circle your favorite smoking partner. Oh, yep. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe if you like.
Please believe. We want you to do that. And we got our special guest co-host with us again.
What's poppin', y'all? C-Pop, your professional hype woman. And today we do have a special guest here with us. Help me welcome Miss Rockstar Who Raps, Paris.
Booyaka, booyaka.
Welcome.
What's up with you? How you doing?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Oh, we doing
Great,
good. We doing good.
great.
Look, and before we jump all the way into the show, y'all already know we do the best way to smoke tip. Pop doing that arm thing. Look, we do the best way to smoke tip, and we want to ask you, Paris, what's your tip for the people?
Invest in yourself. That's the only way to use your 9 to 5 job.
Hmm.
I hear that.
That's a good one.
That's
a great one.
that's very good right there. Though I actually seen something, a video today that somebody said the same exact thing and shit. Though, yo, 9 to 5. It was DDG. He said, the only thing a 9 to 5 should be for is to invest in your business.
That part.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's a good one right there, though. On everything,
You're welcome.
Yep.
Thank you.
That part. So I know you do music, right? So you started off with a little alternative rock, and then you switched over to rap a little bit. So you do a little bit of this and that, right? So tell us when you started making music.
So, I started, singing when I was, 3. And then I started listening to, rock music when I was, 6. So then I asked my parents for a guitar when I was 12. And then I taught myself how to play guitar.
Mm.
And then when I got into high school, I did, AP music theory. And I did, advanced composition alongside doing guitar and choir. And that's kind of when I just, realized I wanted to make music. And then while I was in high school too, my brother ended up passing away, so I just started writing music to get through that process. And,
Like a therapeutic type thing.
yeah, and I just ended up being really good at writing. So
You have a favorite guitarist?
Huh?
You have a favorite guitarist?
Slash
Slash.
from Guns N' Roses.
Huh.
That's right.
That's a good one right there, though. Mm-hmm.
Okay. She came quick with that too.
Yeah, she came fast as well. Yeah.
Right. That part.
So how long did it take you to learn how to play the guitar though on your own? That's interesting.
Probably I want to say a year to get it down right. But once I started learning how to read music, and it was easy because then I knew what notes to play. And then I also, when I wanted to learn how to play songs, I just learned how to read tab, which is just how to where your fingers go to make a chord.
Right.
And then I would just learn how to play songs like that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So look, let's back up a little bit, just a little bit, and tell everybody where you where you grew up at, where you from and stuff like that.
I grew up, I was born in Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida, but I moved to, we moved to Hollywood, but it was not for that long. I want to say probably 2 years.
Hollywood, Florida?
No, Hollywood, California.
Okay.
And then after that, we kind of just jumped around the valley, West Hills to North Hills. And I was living with my grandma, alongside my mom and my stepdad. And then my grandma kicked us out, and then we lived in Pacoima, then Van Nuys, and then we lived in Reseda for I want to say 5 years, and then now we live in Winnetka.
As a youngster growing up, like all them different moves, I know that was probably like, you know, I ain't gonna say traumatic or nothing like that though, but it was
You never
a
got time
different
to adjust.
experience
Yeah.
having to move around, not really being able to build relationships with people that you probably meet where you was going to school at and stuff like that, or building a relationship and then moving on from it. So I know that was probably hard for you, or was
Well,
it?
when I went to school, I always went to school that was like out of my district.
Okay.
So like in elementary school, I went to Justice, but I was in West Hills at that point. But when we had ended up moving to like Pacoima, I was still going to Justice.
Okay.
So it was like really more like a culture shock, especially like in high school because I went to Calabasas,
Okay.
but I was like, living in Winnetka. And then like my friends in Calabasas would have like these like mansions with like tennis courts and
Yeah.
basketball like
Right.
courts and
Right.
like pools and 9 bedrooms and their bedrooms the size of my living
Sleep over
room.
at your place.
You know what I mean? And I'd
Who
be
got
like,
the pool?
I'll be like, oh wow, like, this is crazy. And they'll be like, let's go over your house. And I'm like, no.
Right. Right.
My mom's
right.
strict.
Man,
I'm like,
fast, huh? Yeah, my mom's strict. She don't want nobody over there. Yeah. We're cool over here.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Okay.
man. So look, tell us about like a little more about your upbringing and how it inspired you to get into music and stuff like that.
well, I feel like growing up, my dad, like he would make beats and stuff like that. Like he's like a
Okay.
producer. So like I was always around music. But I really wanted to start making music like when I started like connecting with like rock and metal music, you know what I mean? And then I had went to like my first rock concert. It was Bush.
Bush. Yeah.
Yeah, I love them. Heart Gavin.
That's right.
And right, it was just such an amazing experience because like there's just nothing like live music like with live instruments. Like it's so amazing. And I was like, I want to do exactly that. And then, like I had said to you guys on the phone, like, I was singing and like I was having like pitch problems. So while I was like focusing on like my vocal lessons and stuff like that, I would be like rapping songs, like in the car. And people would be like, you should be a rapper. And I was like, I don't know. And then I ended up doing it. Now it like works for me, but the whole purpose is to basically use like all of the instruments that are in the beats and like bring them to life with like real instruments, like when I perform.
Hmm.
That's like the whole goal. So it's like I bring like rock to rap.
Right. Right.
That's right.
And give the audience like a live experience and stuff like that. So, what other instruments do you play besides the guitar?
I know how to play some piano. I know how to play the cello,
Mm.
various drums, like the drum set, snare drum, tenor drum, bass drum, cymbals. And
Your
then
brain be over there working, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
That's
what else
crazy.
do I play? I mean, that's pretty much it. Like honestly, if I like want to learn how to play like an instrument, I can just sit with it and I'll learn how to play it.
Learn how to play it.
Can I ask you this? Like, as far as like with the music, like if you go from guitar to piano to drum, like are the music like notes like the same, or is it like a different type of read?
It's a different type of reed for piano only because on the piano you have treble clef and bass clef. So those are two different notes that are happening like
Mm.
on like that same line. So that's like the only one that I would say is different. For guitar it's just treble clef, so it's like easy. But so that means like some notes might be the same on the piano that's
Mm.
on the guitar. But drums, there's no notes. The music for drums is actually in rhythms.
Mm.
So it tells you like which rhythms, and then on certain accents of notes, it will tell you when to hit like the cymbals or to do the hi hat.
Mm.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Like me playing the instrument. What instrument do I play? I play the. I can play the drums a little bit though, but I never really like dove into it. But it's always been interesting to me and stuff like that though. Like
Drums, yeah.
yeah, like my daughter she played the cello and the violin, the cello and the violin
What's the
and
cello?
the flute.
I don't know none of these
It's like
instruments,
the
by the way.
That big,
big
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the heart, but like the big ass guitar looking thing.
Or like
It's
the
not
little
that.
bump thing.
No, that's the bass you're talking about. That's the big one is the bass. It has like 4 strings, and then the cello is like a medium sized
Yeah.
violin.
Huh.
It's like this big.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah,
don't have
and
a
it goes like
cello.
right here.
Yeah.
Now that you said it though, you know what I'm saying? Now that you said it what it is, like I find myself if I come across like videos, you know what I'm saying, of that instrument being played, all BS to the side, I'll get stuck. You know what I'm saying, due to the sounds, you know what I'm saying, that they making up off of that shit.
Right.
Big.
And so like with the shrooms, like you indulge in shrooms,
Yeah,
right?
sometimes.
Right. So how does that help, or does it help your creative process?
I don't really take shrooms like that, to be honest.
Huh?
I know you said no
yawning.
yawning. My meds make me yawn. So
Oh, okay.
I have a pass.
That's right. Yeah, she did that. Like,
Yeah, I don't really take shrooms like that. Like, I think I've taken shrooms. This is my third time taking shrooms. Like,
Oh, for real?
This is like my third time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like something I take like regularly, and most of the time when I take it, the lights just seem really bright. That's it.
The lights get brighter.
It's never like I'm never having like any like ego death or like the world is crashing before my eyes or any waviness.
My type of person.
All I ever feel is just bright lights.
Happiness.
Just like what this is exactly like what you said, like the lights just be distracting you. Like it's the exact same thing that happens to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I never experienced like I know people that like experience like, crazy trips and stuff like that, and I'm like, nah, not me.
What would you say helps your creative process when it comes to making music?
Honestly, just like my life experiences, I just use them as inspiration, and I just write about it, like things that happen in my life.
Right.
And I just write about that because I feel like when I first started rapping, I was doing like what other like female rappers do, like rapping about like what they rap about and stuff. But like that just like wasn't me, and I was like, like why would I continue to rap about what they rapping about when I can just talk about my life.
Mhm.
So I just decided to make a project about everything that I went through.
Right.
And I was like, maybe somebody out there is going through the same thing and they just need that boost to know like they're that bitch and they don't need that person.
Right.
Or
So digging into some of the things that you went through and stuff like that. I know I seen on your IG page and stuff, like you talk about like dealing with abuse in a relationship and stuff like that. So like talk to us about that, about dealing with that situation and coming out of that situation and figuring out how to find strength in that situation to to strengthen yourself.
well, I was in two, so like there was one from like 2020 to like I want to say like early 2022. No, like 2021. And then I was in another one from like 2022 to 2023. And honestly, there's so many stories like that I could tell you guys about the situation.
Right.
But honestly, I think like to just sum it up, like for like strength wise, like it kind of took like my family and stuff to like help me like realize like what was going on, because at first like I didn't really like see what was going on. I was like fine with it,
Right.
but then like every people like around me were telling me like nah, like this person's not good for you, like they're gonna fuck you up and stuff like that. And it wasn't until like I had ended up like breaking up with like my first ex-girlfriend that I realized like how crazy she was, because she would argue with me like all the time over like nothing, and I'd be like, dude, this is like so annoying. Like we used to argue a lot before, but now this is like crazy. Like
Right.
we're like not even together. Like there's no reason for us to argue or even talk to each other. And then basically like there was this one time where like we were arguing and stuff, and I told her to, like leave me alone because like, we're not together and I had to go to work. And she followed me all the way to work.
Mm.
Yes. And
Like
then
still come with the bullshit all the way to work.
followed me all the way to work, blocked me so I wouldn't be able to go over to her car. And then she took my car keys and like threw them across the street. And like she argued
Sounds
with
controlling.
me. Yeah. And then she was like arguing with me for like an hour, and then I had to go to work and like explain all of that. It was so bad. Like it was terrible. And then I left that situation, like literally just packed up like a duffel bag, like one pair of shoes. And I was like living like that for like 3 months until like my restraining order went through. And then I went back and I got the rest of my stuff. And yeah, and then when I got into the second relationship, it didn't like initially like feel like it was gonna be toxic. But then it just became toxic because there was a lot of lies that were involved and it was like a lot of trust issues. But I also think like at that time, like I was super codependent and I felt like I needed like to be with somebody in order to like feel like complete.
Right.
And like that was like my part where I fucked up because there was so many times that I could have left the situation, but I stayed. And like that's what really messed me up. So, you know, with that situation too, it was like I feel like if she would have like helped me, you know, like we were living together and she didn't pay like no bills. She didn't have no car. She was driving my car, didn't help me pay for nothing. And it was like, you know, like that kind of stuff is stressful. Like,
So it's basically like she was
yeah,
using you
Yeah.
type
you
shit.
know what I
though.
mean? Like it was so stressful. And then like, you know, at the end, we were arguing because she had got my car repossessed. And so I was like taking the bus to go to work, and then I had to take Ubers to go to certain places at my work because the bus wouldn't go there. And I was telling her like, look, like I can only put up my half of the rent. Like you need to put up your half. And when I told her to like, you know, ask her family for help and stuff, she was like, "Oh, my family's not going to send the money. Like I'm not going to ask them to help it. Like it's your problem, it's your issue." And I was like, how is it just my issue when we both live here? Like that's crazy, right?
Right. Right.
So I had told like she had basically like ended up calling her mom or whatever, and she basically said that her mom said that I was the problem and I was the issue, and you know that she had to leave. So I was like, okay, cool, leave right now,
Right.
because she was trying to leave on the weekend, and I was like, no, if you want to leave, you can leave today. Like
Right.
we don't have to like stress this whole issue out. Like just tell her to come and get the fuck out. That was pretty much the vibe. And then she got like super like basically like physically abusive and was like trying to choke me out, and we got into a fight. We started fighting. And then my mom came, she started fighting her. Then her mom came trying to fight my mom, and then I had to get in
Whole
between
bunch
that.
of bullshit.
You
Yeah.
know, it was just
Man.
terrible. And then like, you know, at that point it's like I got like evicted out the house obviously because of all of the turmoil that
situation.
happened.
Right.
And then, you know, now I'm back at my mom's house. I'm like sleeping on the couch and I'm like at the bottom of the bottom. And I just felt like at that point it was like there's nothing else to lose. Like it's just music or nothing else. Like I might as well just go for it at this point. Because before I was just trying to live like,
Right.
you know, I was just trying to live a life and like I was just doing music on the side. Like it was just a side thing. Like I never gave like 100%. You know, I always was like at the top of my mind, but it was like, oh, I have to get my life together first and then I'll do my music. But then like once my whole life like went crashing down in flames, I was like, fuck it, might as well just
go.
start now.
Yeah,
like
just go.
is no reason not to. And ever since then I've just been pushing hard and pushing forward and just trying to make a name for myself.
So now it's more so like the music is everything and everything else is like the extra.
Yeah, like for me right now, it's like I put all my money into my music, and then I'll get a house out of my music. I'll get a car out of my music. Like everything that I want, I can get out of just doing a smart investment into my music. Like I don't have to just go out there and get the car now and get the house now because then I'm just adding bills. But if I do my music, then I can pay for things outright, and then I don't even have to worry about bills.
So look, tell us about the journey of being an independent artist.
That shit is the hardest thing on the planet. You know, like this is the thing. A lot of people say they want to be artists, but they're like, "Oh, I don't pay to play." Then you're not a fucking artist. Like, understand that everything that you want to do costs money. Like shows cost money. Tour managers cost money. Stylists cost money. Hair costs money. Makeup costs money. Nails cost money. Lashes cost everything. Fucking costs money.
Videos, everything.
Videos cost money. Like it takes a lot of money to, you know, make your music pop. And I think a lot of people just don't understand it. Like they don't understand how like when you get that deal, why a lot of people sign is because like financially, like you don't know how they're funding that situation. Like they could be using their 9 to 5 checks, and like they're probably not like me. Like I get paid above minimum wage, you know. So
Right.
I'm like in the clear. Like I can do a lot of stuff, but a lot of people get paid minimum wage. That's like
Mhm.
$16, $17. So like every 2 weeks you're averaging out like $700.
Right.
Like that's really not a lot of money to like put into
Not at
your
all.
music,
Yeah.
because if you want a high quality music video, you're looking at like $1,500, and then like your whole check is a deposit. You can't
Facts.
even put a deposit on like your
Man.
set to get like your footage done unless you're gonna like bum it out and just do it like somewhere public.
Right.
But
Right.
then is it really a good video at that point? Like,
Right. Right.
So it's a hustle. You independent, huh?
yeah, it's a hustle. Like you have to. What I would say, like I used to tell people, like when I would tell them I was doing my music and shit, I'd be like, I'm working 2 jobs and scamming on the side. Like
Ain't no question.
it was no
Two
joke.
jobs, hustling.
Like you have to do what you have to do, because I mean, especially at that time, you know, like I was living in my own house. I had a car payment, I had car insurance, so I had a lot of bills already.
Right.
So like the main point of that was like a lot of my 9 to 5 checks just went to paying the bills. So like the scamming was what was pushing in the music, because without it, it was like, okay, well, now I just paid everything I need to pay for. I mean, it's great. I live in my own house. It's great. I have my own car, but
Right.
I'm not living my dream. So is it
Right.
really great? Like I was always unhappy. So
Mm.
I'm happier now that I'm doing the things that I want to do.
That's
Mhm.
right.
That's right. That's why I dig that tip that you put out there. You know what I'm saying? Your 9 to 5 should be invested into you. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, how you say, they working 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying, paycheck to paycheck, not to live your life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You actually
Right.
living,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying, to
Help somebody else.
else
dream.
live they dream.
Yep.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Where some people are afraid to work to be able to take care of what they got to take care of. You know, like a lot of people ask me why you work so much. I'm like, you know, the type of lifestyle I have? Like, I'm going, you know, and I'm not going to stop for Uncle Sam.
Really?
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So we're gonna have a couple jobs and scam on the side. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, 'cause we're trying to get somewhere. You know.
I
So,
think like people who don't like kind of understand that aspect of it, like shit, I got 2 jobs and scamming on the side. Like I honestly feel like you have no sense of responsibility. You don't pay bills. You don't pay car notes. You know
You
what I'm
don't
saying?
really
You don't
wanna
put groceries
live.
in the
Man.
fucking refrigerator.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't understand that concept.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So once
Yeah,
you
it's a
understand
lot.
that concept, you would get it like shit.
Because when life be life, and that should be a motherfucker
Man.
though.
And
Yeah,
it be
no.
lifing.
And when life was life, and for me, like I was unemployed for like 6 months.
Right.
And it was hard to get a job. Like, and I've never experienced that. I remember it was times where I quit a job and then the following week I had another job. Like, you know, like I remember the turnaround was so quick,
Mhm.
and it was like really weird for me not to get like a fast turnaround. But then I thought to myself, I was like, okay, I'm in the situation now. Just be grateful you've been booked this whole time. Now that I've
Facts.
like
Facts.
landed my job, things are just gonna start rolling, because it's just like I have a business plan of exactly what I'm gonna put my money towards. So I'm just gonna be like literally following my business plan and just paying off everything that's on there and doing what I have to do.
That's right.
Mhm. That's a plus. And that's definitely a good move and stuff like that. So with the fusion of rock and rap, you know what I'm saying? So like, what was like your first song? Tell us about your first song that you put together with that fusion.
Well, the thing about it is that I haven't really made a song with that fusion. There
Okay.
are some songs that I have that have like elements of it.
Okay.
But that's really gonna be on my next project. So this
Okay.
project coming out is giving more like melodic trap, very
Mm.
like, you know, in the trenches, in the gutter, like rags to riches type of vibe.
Right.
Because it's really about like getting the respect from people.
For
Like
sure.
I want people to respect me and respect what I'm doing.
As an artist.
Yeah.
Right.
Because then the next one is gonna give more of like a Linkin Park, like Rage Against the Machine type of
Right.
vibe. And that's
Yeah.
gonna be like that fusion of like rock and rap that you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give it more of like a trap undertone. And then
Okay.
it's gonna have like those rock elements for the production side of it for that part.
Right.
But when it's performed live, it will be with the live band.
It sounds interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it
Right.
when
I'm
you
so
when you
excited.
put it together.
And
Yeah.
I also have this other band that I'm gonna be working with too. We're gonna do like a song together. So that's gonna be a little taste of like the rock music that I'm gonna be doing. We're gonna start working on that in November. So it's
Mm.
probably gonna be out next year.
What's the band? What's the name of the
Yeah.
band?
Um
I put you on the spot.
Right.
I literally
Ah.
just met them today.
Oh, okay, for sure, for
So
sure.
but I
Okay,
believe
it's
the
in the
name is
works.
like Darby.
Mm-hmm.
Darby Barbie Band or something?
Look, this is what we gonna say. Shout out to the band.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
though.
The
You know what I'm
band.
saying?
Band that's
And look,
gonna be working with Paris.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
look, a question about like bands, period. Like how you just said, like, all right, you just met this band, you know what I'm saying, today. How is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause like not regular, but like certain rap artists, you don't have to deal with a band. You can just get a beat, go in the studio, bam. But then when you going in there live, you know what I'm saying, you working with the band, with the singer, this, that, and the other. Like, how does that come together?
Well, the first session, I'm gonna book out like 12 hours, and we're just gonna
Everyone together?
yeah, everyone together, and then we're just going to, the drummer's gonna do his thing. Like I feel like it's probably gonna start like this. Like the guitarist is gonna come up with like a melody,
Mm-hmm.
and then me and the singer are gonna like go off that and make some lyrics.
All in one session. Like
Yeah.
no guitar this day, no
No.
vocals, this everything right there.
Like we're not gonna record. So with bands, everything has to be recorded separately. So like the drums record, and then the bassist records over the drums, and then the guitarist records over the bass and the drums, and then the lead singer comes on with with everything. Like that's how
I
it
didn't
happens.
know it was like
Yeah,
that.
that's why because it's a lot going on
Yeah,
right there.
and
Right,
then
right.
they build the song. But the first session is really just us figuring out what we want the song to be about, how we want the song to sound, and then each person is gonna basically fit themselves into what we're doing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's a lot of synchronization though.
Man.
For sure. Yep.
Man.
Yep.
Does it make you nervous, or you like, I'm ready for this?
I'm not nervous because I've like I said, I've been doing music my whole life, and I've been in situations where I've worked with bands before, so it's not like anything new for me. I'm just
That's
like
dope to me.
I think the only new thing that I feel excuse me, that I feel like about it is just me rapping, because I've never really rapped with like rock music before. But I think it will be cool because I'm gonna make it like super like heavy, like hard rock type
Yeah.
stuff.
That's right.
On the real. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Going up.
That's right.
So like in our conversations, in our conversation that we had on the phone and stuff though, we talked about man, we talked about you told us about you dealing with depression and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And how did you figure out how to kind of cope with it? So like the question is like what got you to the point of figuring out that you was dealing with depression, and what was the process like coping with it?
Well,
And look, she get a pass. She get a pass for the yawning and
I
shit
know.
though. We
I just don't get no
we
pass.
ain't tripping because because the meds that she take it make her yawn.
The
It
no
really-
yawning
it really
goes for
do.
You know what I'm
pop.
saying?
No yawning just for me. Just for me.
So I found out. Well, I didn't find out I was like clinically depressed until like 2022.
When you say clinically depressed, what is that?
That's when like a psychiatrist diagnoses you
Okay.
with like depression and anxiety. But I always knew I had it. But like in my household, it was like one of those things like if I said it, like they would be scared that I was gonna get like taken away or something with like DCFS or something like that. But I was just like, yo, like it's not even like that. Like
Mhm.
I have to make sure like I'm okay, like I'm not like feeling okay. Like it was like a struggle, like waking up in the morning. I would always be like super tired. I would never like want to go do stuff. Like
Right.
I was like super like a homebody. Like I didn't leave the house for like a long time. And then my family basically like, because they just saw like I just completely changed. Like after my first relationship, I like changed significantly, but after my second one, I changed a lot. Like everything about me changed because I was like so done. Like I was over people, and I was
Right.
over
Went
everything.
all the way up.
And I had went through so many like meltdowns and like breakdowns that I felt like I went through like a mini psychosis. So like for a minute, like I was in like disassociation for like 3 months, like a period of mania. And I was also like homeless for like 3 months too, like in between the time that I left my second relationship.
Right.
So I was like homeless for like 3 months, and then I had to end up going back to my mom's house. So like I was in complete distortion and like mania, like and everything just didn't make sense. And so once that happened, I just decided that I was gonna like talk to the psych and like just get my meds. And then I just started taking my meds, and now I've been like stable. Like sometimes it still hits because depression is like one of those things. Like it's like the ocean that it comes in waves. So it's like you can be good for like 3 months, and then like the fourth month it comes back and it hits you.
Right.
But that's why you like take the meds so that when it hits you, it doesn't like take you to the floor.
And it's good. It's good not to cut you off, but it's good to have people around you that understand like what it is too. Like because like how you said, when you have them moments of like feeling like you cut off from everything, people that don't understand it, it can be like, damn, she feel like fuck me, like she ain't fucking with me no more or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to have people around you that have an understanding of that though. You know what I mean? And I know you said the psychosis part. So, like, what was that experience like with the psychosis?
I mean, it was honestly terrible because, like, I was, like, in my first relationship, when I was, like, being abused, I didn't react to it. I kind of just, like, took it. And then, like, towards the end, I started reacting. So then, like, in the second relationship, when I started, like, getting, like, the same, like, exactly, like, emotional abuse, like, situations, my reaction was, like, 20 times worse than, like, before. So, like, I was doing, like, crazy shit. Like, I was, like, breaking windows, like,
Like flipping
screaming.
out.
Like, I would flip
Just flip
out,
out.
like,
Yeah.
all the way. And like it kind of just messed up me, like I feel like a lot of the things that I talk about like in my music is like learning like to love yourself enough to not put yourself in situations like that. You know what
That's
I mean?
key.
Like controlling your emotions enough to like know like from a logical standpoint, like if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. Like there's nothing you can do to make it make sense.
Right.
Like you might as well just leave it and then grow from there, then stay, because if you stay, you're just gonna everything's gonna fall apart. So that's kind of like the vibe that I've been on lately, is just keeping my peace.
Coping.
Because
Oh.
I feel like if I do get triggered, like I'm at that point where it's like depending on what you did,
Right.
the reaction
could
can
go
be
any
either
which
way.
Right. Right.
I think as women, we like stay too long as well because we're so used to wanting to build this up. Like, oh no, it's a hurdle. You know what I'm saying? We got to nurture it, whatever. Like finding
But in
that
relationships,
with anything, it starts with relationships first. Like it could start with like your family, your parents. You know what I'm saying? And then like you take whatever experience you have and you take that into your relationship. And it's just like we don't want to be, we want to make it work, but it's just like, okay, when do we leave? And then most of the time our mind leaves before our body. Like you'll see it, like you'll be like, oh, like a lot of people will see it, like, oh, she's done, but it's just like, it's like kind of bringing yourself to that, like to physically want to go. You know what I'm saying? Because we're so used to being like building and nurturing and having to strip that part out of us to be able to leave. You know what I'm saying? And be like, is this a situation that can flip, or is it a hard time? Is it something real toxic? Is it a hard moment? What's going on in life? Like I just came out of homelessness, I came out of a situation, maybe I'm bringing that over, or maybe this person just ain't for me. Like it's just it's so much going through our head when it's just like you don't want it to tarnish the person you are, but you're also like, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like if I don't want to be in this shit either.
A lot of the times I felt exactly the way that you were saying, like, okay, it's just like a hurdle, like it's just like this, it's just like that. But really it would be like after I said it like more than 3 times, that's when I would like start to really flip out, because I'd be nice about it at first. I'd be like, hey, you're doing this and it's kind of weird, like maybe you should stop. And I'm like, I'm being nice about it. And like by the fourth time, I'm like, bitch, I told you to fucking stop. Like, do I have to punch you like dead in your face for you to stop, or what's going on?
Right.
Man,
I'm gonna share this one. Like how you say, like sometimes it, like the depression most, it comes in waves. You know what I'm saying? Like we was talking earlier, like how I can swim a little. You know what I'm saying? Like in a beach, you know what I'm saying? You ride the waves. And I'm just saying riding the waves. Certain waves come, you'll ride it this way. Some you'll come this way. How I'm relating it, you know what I'm saying? It's like when those waves come, a lot of people within certain depressed states, they tend to ignore the wave. You know what I'm saying? So once the wave leave and it comes back, you don't know how to handle. You spaz. You know what I'm saying? But me, how I deal with certain waves like that. Once the wave come, I'm riding my wave. I recognize what's cracking. Bam, okay. Once the wave come back again, in order for me not to spaz out, you know what I'm saying? Cause harm to myself, somebody else, or fuck up this relationship, fuck up that one. I recognize the wave. You know what I'm saying? To be like, oh, that's that. This how you go around this one.
Man,
Bam.
jump on that surfboard.
Recognizing that wave is sometimes the hardest part, right? For real. Recognizing that wave sometimes is the hardest part because it's just like, then you could think about how you're going to maneuver, you know? Like, okay, I could ride this wave or I can get the fuck out the beach.
Man, get the fuck off.
Real
the whole situation.
Lifeguard.
Hey, clip it. Yeah.
Man. It'd be like that.
I think I definitely was like going through like work depression because I didn't have like a job or whatever. And like I think that was like the worst depression I've ever went through because when I was like depressed before, I always had a job, so I always have money. So it was like, okay, well, I mean, at least I can go do this like when I get paid. You know, like you have like those like moments of like happiness.
Mad money.
But then it's like when you're like struggling for like $20, you're like, oh shit, like this is crazy,
this
right?
This is hard on hard. Like,
I said, I said, life is life, and on me right now. This storm is storming.
You could have a hard day. Like, damn, this couch was fucking me up that I was sleeping on. Like, I can't even wash my laundry because it ain't my fucking washer to wash that shit in. Then I go to the fucking store, my shit declined, and then the bitch want to be loud about it declining.
For real?
Like, lower your voice. Lower your voice. Now I'm gonna turn up on you.
Then they ready to let you go. Like, here,
and
just take it.
And all you wanted was to get a fucking leave so you could just smoke that blunt at the end of the day so you could just be like, you know what? Tomorrow's a new day. Something else is gonna happen.
So on that note, tell us like with dealing with the depression and stuff like that, how does cannabis help with it?
Well, it really depends on what strain you have. So if you're somebody that deals with depression and anxiety, I do not suggest you take a sativa just because it's overactive on the mind. And that could make you ponder on a lot of like things you already have going on in your mind. And that can be like a problem. Like it can also cause psychosis. Like a lot of people like that smoke marijuana, they end up having like psychoses and stuff, but it's just because they did the wrong strain. So just gonna put that out there.
That's a great take, by the way.
Yeah, for real.
But a lot of the time I'll tell people to go with an indica, or if you're like somebody that wants to be active throughout the day, I would do like a hybrid just because you get like the best of both. But an indica is great because it's a super relaxant. Like it just makes your whole body like feel super relaxed, and then on top it makes your brain relax as well. So like you have a clearer mind, a clearer thought pattern. I always feel way more clearer after I smoke. Like I don't know. Everybody be like, ask me like, how do I feel that way? And I'm like, bro, I just feel like I can attack my day properly. Like if I don't like take my med and smoke, I'm not gonna be a happy camper. I can almost tell you that.
I could do
that.
Man.
100%. I take my greens daily.
For real. So look, and then you also told us about the work that you're doing now, like working at the boys home and stuff like that. So, and you told us about a piece of advice that you give the boys. Like, start there with that piece of advice, like what you tell them, and how has that transitioned from what you went through and now being able to kind of like help people?
It's mindset.
Right.
Life is all about your mindset. Like, if you're going to wake up in a shitty mood, you're going to have a shitty day. If you wake up in a positive mood, you're going to have a good day. It's all about your mindset and how you choose to attack the situation. A lot of people, they choose to let their negative thoughts overtake them, and then you start making bad decisions. And that's what happens with the boys that I work with. Like they have negative thoughts, so they start, running towards drugs, or they start running towards the streets because they're trying to find security
A
and
coping
safety
mechanism. Yeah.
within something else that's external from them. And then they do that, and then they start making stupid choices, and they end up where they're at right now, which is placement, right? But if they had took the time to actually create a mindset of like, okay, this is like my like make a goal for like this month, and then the year, and then 3 years, and then 4 years, and then execute those goals that you want for yourself. Create a mindset that's positive and has a purpose. So then that way you're creating a productive person.
Yeah. That's real.
That right there, like when you was talking, when we had our little conversation, that's what inspired me right there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, all right, I asked myself, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm your favorite smoking partner. You know what I'm saying? What are you smoking for? You know what I'm saying? I'm getting into like certain arts. You know what I'm saying? What are you into the art for? You know what I'm saying? And that's like, it clicked talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I can say it to the camera, like certain like veteran programs, you know what I'm saying? Certain like teenage programs or whatever. I'm offering my services. You know what I'm saying? If it's something to just come there, give perspective, you know what I'm saying? Offer dialogue, you know what I'm saying? It's just offer time. You know what I'm saying? Serpo, your favorite smoking partner, is there. You know what I'm saying? And then thanks to you, you know what I'm saying? I'm putting that into the air, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, all right, we sit here like just like this, like how you gonna give back, bro? You know what I'm saying? We talk about it as a whole. Individually, how you gonna give it back? You know what I'm saying? So certain things, it's like I'm lining up, starting from our conversation. Like, all right, this is gonna help cause and aid this. Meaning I can go and give my time to these veteran programs, these reentry programs, you know what I'm saying? The teenage, you know what I'm saying? Just needing somebody to chop it up and talk to. My time is there.
That's right.
But that's how mindset works, because literally, like, when I had lost my job, I said, okay, I'm just gonna be booked up with music, and I literally was booked up with music. Like
Manifestation.
I literally didn't have
Law of
anything
attraction.
like
Yup.
I had nothing like set up or anything like that. But it was like the offers and opportunities started pouring in. So it was like I didn't have to do anything for that.
Mm-hmm.
It was the same thing with the job. Like I just kept thinking, I want a job, I want a job, I want a job, and then I got a job.
Manifestation.
So it's like
Law
it
of
Hey, it's a
happens. Like
motherfucker though.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean. And it's like the same thing with like the music stuff. Like I think of it as like stepping stones. Like I've hit so many stepping stones that now I'm like right before that like big one.
That's right.
It's coming.
What
Yup.
would you
right.
say that big one is? I know you do music. I know you work in mental health. I know you're putting you're all out there. What would you say is the goal for Paris?
I would say by the end of this year, I'm like going viral again. Like I got my traction back. That's what I would say. My
Viral
goal,
moment.
the goal I set for myself is 300K. So
That's right.
followers.
That's
So
very obtainable.
I feel like that's super obtainable. But
Yeah.
if it's gonna be more, I won't.
Yeah.
I won't.
Right.
Be upset about
Right.
that. But like that's the goal, and then I think like the biggest level is just like being the biggest rapper, an inspiration to a lot of people to never give up on themselves or give up on their dreams. And then also I want to do my philanthropy work that I was talking about. So opening up a homeless rehabilitation center, which is generally going to be like the homeless come in, they immediately go to detox for 30 days, and then they're moved to a residential outpatient where they learn like they basically accommodate to like daily lifestyle, and then that's also where they'll learn like their trade or what they want to do for work. And
That's
then,
key.
yeah. And then once they get their trade or what they want to do for work, and they start making income, they'll
Mhm.
move into the low income housing, because I'm gonna buy 3 apartment buildings and make them
Man,
all
that's
low
vision.
income housing.
Manifestation.
And then they can move in there. They can either stay there or they can move. However their journey ends up,
Man, I
turning
love
out
the
is how that
vision.
turns out.
Right.
But
Sure.
that's the goal for that one. And then I also want to do another one that's more geared towards like the youth and like LGBTQIA youth, especially because a lot of them get kicked out based off of what their families think of them. So really just getting them able to have a space where it's safe for them to stay,
Hmm.
but also provides like NA and AA where they can like actually get help and like get off of drugs or like get off of alcohol if those are like problems that they face.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Go ahead.
That's what's
That's
up.
vision if I ain't seen it.
Right. She got the whole vision
Man.
down.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So, like, tell everybody what's next for you, though. Like, what you got coming up as far as videos, music dropping.
So I have my EP coming out October 29th. It's a 14-song project. Like I already said, it's called Fed Up. Once that's out, there's going to be a couple of social media performances that are just going to be flooding the internet by the grace of God.
That's
just flooding
that's right.
everything.
Yeah.
And then from that, I'm going to drop my music video for my song Ice Cold, another song Going Dumb, and then whichever songs pop off from the
From
EP,
that point,
I'll make like videos for it. And then, if I blow up, I would love to remix a song with like Lotto or Meek Mill, something.
That's right.
Right. Look, before we get up out of here, though, I want to ask you this, though. What's your top 5 rock, rap, all together?
All together?
However you want to put your top 5.
So at number 5, I guess I'll put Megan Thee Stallion.
Okay.
She's cool. At number 4, I guess I'll put Lil Baby.
All right.
I've been listening to him a lot. At number 3, I'm gonna put Ice Nine Kills.
Okay.
They're like my favorite like scream like metalcore band. And then at number 2, I don't know. This is hard. There's like so many people going through my brain right now.
Narrow it down.
I guess like at number 2, I'm gonna put Lotto.
Okay.
Because I like her a lot. I also saw her grow up like with the rap game and stuff. And I feel like
I saw
her evolution is like something that's like really inspirational. So yeah, I'm gonna put her at number 2. And then at number 1, I'm gonna put Foo Fighters because they're my favorite band.
Foo Fighters.
That's right.
Okay, nice little mix.
That's right. I was waiting on you to say Red Hot Chili Peppers.
No, I don't really like them.
Oh, okay. Okay. Look at that. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Oh man, but that's right though, man. So look,
Hold on, I want to ask too though. You know about Jimi Hendrix?
Uh-huh.
Like
I like Castles Made of Sand. It's my favorite song by him.
That's right. I just wanted to ask that because that was
why?
Because his guitar playing was unique. Cause didn't he play his guitar backwards and upside down or something?
I have some of his albums on vinyl. Yeah, he's really good. He's amazing.
That's right. So look,
but
man.
He's so stupid because he definitely died because he overdosed on acid. Because you put acid in his headband and he overdosed on acid.
Oh, that's how he died.
Yeah, that's how he died. That's how he died. Yeah.
Jay's face.
He died literally in his room sleep because he overdosed on acid.
I swear I didn't know that, bro.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Shout out to his team.
So he had a Nike headband.
Man, just shout out
You
to
feel
the
me, man?
team for keeping that shit hot.
Oh, so it's making me think every time the motherfucker had like headband and shit on, he had acid up in it. Huh?
It was the same thing for Elvis Presley. Like, he died from an overdose on drugs, too. I think he died on the toilet or something like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's
right. Yeah.
He was so high he couldn't even use the bathroom.
Use the bathroom. Yeah.
Man.
And look. I know it's a little bit of laughter and stuff right here though, but just on a serious note,
we ain't shit.
Man, for real though, on a serious note, like say no to them drugs.
Say no to drugs, especially hard drugs. I mean, say yes to marijuana. Say no to everything
not a drug.
else that's weird.
Yeah.
If anybody tells you to shoot something up your arm, tell them no, or snort something up your nose, tell them no, because everything right now is laced with fentanyl. So if you snort that, it could be your last time.
For sure.
Man, I don't want to keep dragging on. I just seen on social media, they bragging, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't snorting that pink, you ain't, you know what I'm saying, like getting with the real.
Social
and I find
shit,
no,
man.
but I just
social media is not real.
Yeah, I don't even know what you.
No, I want to say it now.
With
You know what I'm saying? All this shit that's being laced, everything that they lacing this shit with is not being original. Cause that's all I can come up with. Why y'all saying the pink?
Right. But look,
Why are you saying the pink?
Right.
What is the pink?
What is the pink?
The pink.
You gotta ask.
What
Carisha.
is it?
You gotta ask Carisha and P Diddy.
Lord.
Carisha and P.
Man,
Diddy.
look.
I'm not asking none of them any of that because why do you have
We got other
1,000 bottles of baby oil?
Hold up.
What
got
is
it.
the baby
What if he's
oil
an
being
ambassador?
used for?
Yeah, he had a promotional deal.
It was lube.
$4,000 of baby oil?
What if he's an ambassador?
There's no way. Guys, there's no way.
Promotional
There's
uses
no
only.
way.
Man, but
I
look
think it was
though.
lube, not baby oil. I think it was lube.
Lube, though. But look, though, on that note, I want to tell y'all just like this. Make sure y'all go over there and tap in with Paris and see everything that she's got coming. It's coming, and I can't wait to see the
Yes.
infusion of the rap with the rock and stuff like
It's
that.
gonna be hard.
I can't wait to see it, though, man. And make sure y'all stay tapped in with the Best Way to Smoke podcast. This is Big J.
Yep, your favorite smoker partner, Surfboat. Like, comment, and subscribe. And go and tell your friends and cousins.
Yep.
And your professional hype woman, C-Pop. We'll see you guys next time.
Yep, for sure.
Nailed it.
Bye.
That was dope, though.